I'll be with you momentarily. Good evening and welcome to Wisdom Walk Talk here on Black Hole Radio and my YouTube channel, Wisdom Walk to Self-Mastery. I am your host and guide, Jojapa Maria Ensaroma. And September has initiated the third and final chapter of the 2020 transit of drastic change. The first chapter, January through April, was the breaking down. The second chapter, May through August, was the breaking up. And this final chapter, September through December, is the breaking through, which will lead to the 2021 breakaway. As the final mineral month of the year, September brings divine opportunities for committing or recommitting to alignment with a higher purpose, and to those who can support you with your inner renaissance. So, over the last 3 broadcasts and YouTubes, I have been providing wisdom and insights on the inner renaissance journey. And tonight, I conclude with the big breakaway. But first, I just want to remind you that when I am broadcasting live, you can listen through this phone number, which is area code 563-999-3089. I will upload a video of this broadcast on Tuesday to my YouTube channel, which is Wisdom Walk to Self-Mastery. And you can ask questions or share comments on my Facebook page, which is Wisdom Walk Radio, or my website, which is www.wisdomwalktoselfmastery.com, or in the comment sections below this YouTube video. But right now, I invite you to sit or lay back and join me for an exploration of the inner landscape, where you can connect to your soul and discover the true treasure of being human. So, folks, here we are. We've made it to the end of September, astrologically a big punch week, and I'll give you some more information about that. But as always, I want to open up my show by just starting out with honoring the ancestors, those who have come before us, those whose shoulders we are standing upon. And especially during this time of COVID, because we are still in the midst of a global pandemic. Numbers are rising here in the United States as well as other countries around the world. So we're not through this yet, and we need all the help and the support that we can so that we do make a commitment to put people over profit. So I asked you now to think of an ancestor, someone who you are connected to or wanted to be connected to. It could be blood related, or it could also be someone that you admire as a celebrity or a historical figure. And we're going to call out their names aloud. They love that. And I've asked you and invite you to join me as I invoke them to bring us that guidance in a very conscious way. Creator, Mother, Father, God, Source, all the one, all that is, we thank you. We thank you, we thank you, we thank you for your blessing and your mercy in our lives, and for yet another opportunity to open up to your greater will. Creator, once again, we are reaching out to you and asking you to connect us to our ancestors, for truly we are in such a time where we need their help. We need their guidance, their wisdom, their love. And so thank you for giving us every opportunity to reach out and call upon them, as I'm going to do right now, saying, ancestors, 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 we're reaching out to you, for we are in need of your wisdom, your guidance, and your love. We are having a hard time accepting and acknowledging and navigating through this pandemic, through these times of civil unrest. And so we need your help because you have come through that and more. So help us remember that we can be strong and resilient. We can be patient and non-judgmental and open, that we can follow what is the right thing to do, considering others in this time. And so we thank you for coming to us, making it real, so that we know that you are around us and that you are guiding us. And Creator, I thank you as well, again, for this opportunity to ally with the ancestors. And as always, I thank you for the blessing of the ancestors in the name of all that is holy. I say amen. Ashe Ahoasa, Ashinga Bismillah, and so it is. Ashe. So I've got some good information for you about this important final week of September, and may go over a little. So I right now just give you a little heads up. I think I might put the video in 2 parts if I do go over more than what I'm expecting, but we'll see. Anyway, let's start off with the elemental wisdom for the week, because we're finishing up a nature week, which started on the 23rd and goes until the 29th, Tuesday. And this Wednesday, we move out of nature and into the elemental energies of Earth. So the 30th through October 6th will be in an Earth week. And here's the opportunity. It's about giving support. It's about paying it forward. It's about being an inspiration and offering assistance without expecting anything material in return. It's about demonstrating your ability to be generous, compassionate, considerate, and trustworthy. It's about invoking the generative, nourishing, and abundant universal love energy of the earth element to be of service to others, and may I also include yourself. In doing this in a humble and balanced way, you will be gifting your soul with unconditional love. This emotional resource will serve you well as you continue to move through unexpected barriers to fulfillment of your annual commitments. As you comfort others, you will be comforted. And so here's the distractions, because we know distractions are always going to show up with these opportunities. So be on the lookout for complaining. Yeah, and you know it's very easy to do that right now. But again, it's not a good use of our time and our energy. Let's focus on how can I serve. Next, expecting others to do what you can do. Stay away from that. We always want to think that, because I can climb that mountain, somebody else should be able to climb it too. But that's not true. That might not be their mountain to climb, or maybe they're not mountain climbers this time around. So again, suspend the judgment of others and focus on yourself. And last but not least, the fear of not being appreciated or compensated. Yeah, let go of that, because that'll get you into a deep entanglement, and the person or the situation isn't what is paying you or going to pay you. It's only going to come through God. So that's what you need to put your focus on. Now, next Wednesday, October the 7th, we begin a fire week. And that will be time for more forgiveness work. And I'll remind you all about that in the next broadcast. So, jumping right into this astrological forecast and insights for this week. As I've been telling you all month, the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, which occurred on January 12th, would have 2 more times when it came into really close proximity with each other, those 2 planets. And they were joined by Jupiter, so that the work they do got expanded. Yeah, that's why we're going through what I call the 2020 transit, this time of great, drastic, unprecedented change. I'm sure you heard that word a lot. So first time was on January 12th, then it happened again in May, and now here at the end of September, we're going to feel those energies again. So Saturn is going direct in that sign of Capricorn where all those planets are right now. And then it's going to be only 3 degrees away from Jupiter. So it is being forecast that there will likely be numerous polarizing conflicts arising throughout the world. Okay, so the energy once again is going to be pushed up. But the better way to look at this than, oh my God, the world is falling apart. I think a better way to look at this is what I found in several astrologers, thank goodness, is that this is really about we're going through a growth spurt. And if you remember what it was like when you were a teenager and you woke up one morning to put on your favorite pair of pants or your favorite dress or your favorite pair of shoes, and guess what? You couldn't fit into it. It hurt. It was too small because you'd gone through a growth spurt. And so it was time to let those things go because you've outgrown them. Well, that's what's happening to us. That's a really good analogy for what's going on. And so you don't know you've grown until you try to put on what you can no longer fit. And it's hurtful. It's hurtful in a physical way, but it's also hurtful in an emotional way. And then there's some of us who want to act like, oh, no, it'll be okay. I'll just lose some weight and then I can fit into it. You know, done that, tried that many times. So if we just think about the fact that we are in a growth spurt and the pain that we may experience from people's situations, ideas, is just letting us know, oh, you've outgrown that. Then we can shift up how we are reacting and how we are responding to these situations that are arising. This one astrologer I found, Lisa Stardust, she says, this week is an explosion of changes that will help us grow. Now, there's a wonderful quote that says, you know, change is inevitable, but growth is, a decision that has to be made. So I'm encouraging all of us to make the decision to grow. So this growth spurt is coming, being signaled, let me say that way, by 2 planets. One is Venus and one is Saturn. And so we're getting kind of this love, and then, you know, you got to play by the rules and you've got to honor the law, energies showing up. So kind of like boundaries and lines and restrictions, and then just pure love, 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 love. That's what Venus is. So that's what I think too is going to make this such a crazy week. But I'm seeing it as, okay, growth spurt through love. How wonderful. So here we go with Venus, the Venus activity. And this is for those who have been doing their inner work. Let me stress that. If you have been doing your inner work, if you have been taking on, dealing with your shadow, accepting that you've outgrown things that no longer serve you, and really working to let those things go, being disciplined around being conscious of how you are showing up, how you're feeling, how you're behaving, taking responsibility for that, then the positive of this message is for you. And that is today on the 27th, Venus is in Leo and it's aligned with the nodes of destiny. You can Google that. Bringing romance and money. Yeah, something very, very wonderful. And then tomorrow on the 28th, Venus will connect with Mars, who's retrograde right now. And that's going to bring your passions to life. Yeah. So think about what you're passionate about. And you're going to get just amped up around that. And you're going to get support around that. It's really, really exciting. So romance and money, and then this amping up of what you're passionate about. And also who you're passionate about. You can include that. Now, on the 2nd of October, Venus enters Virgo, and it adds practicality to your financial and romantic matters. Yeah. Now, if you haven't been doing your inner work, or you haven't done it wholeheartedly, then you're going to be given support, quote unquote, to make the commitment to do that in the area of romance and money matters. Yeah. Now, Saturn, the second activity that is going on this week, and again, the big day is the 29th, which is Wednesday. I mean, not Wednesday, Tuesday. Tuesday. Is that right? No, I'm lying. It's not Tuesday. I'm going crazy. Is it Monday? No. It is Tuesday. Yes, it is Tuesday, right? So Tuesday's the 29th. And it's on Tuesday that Saturn goes direct and is squaring retrograde Mars. And this is going to be frustrating, but necessary. And also know now the energies of any kind of a planetary alignment, you're going to feel it before and after. But the good news is we got Venus energy around before and after. So we're bounded by love. We're supported by love. The big thing again about this is to know that this is really happening because Mars is retrograde, but Saturn is going direct now. And so they've got this little clash that's going on. And it's about leaving behind what was normal, being willing to adapt, have patience, and embrace our creativity. And this is what I've been spilling on all month in regards to the inner renaissance. Yeah. So again, just more of that energy of, we need to move forward and stop trying to squeeze back through what can no longer be. Now, back to the Saturn and Pluto conjunction in Capricorn, because I found Astro Butterfly astrologer giving this beautiful message, and I'm just going to read it to you because it's just wonderful. And she has interpreted that whole conjunction that we've been going through since January the 12th as building up our capacity to have resilience, to come through things without being totally destroyed. So she says, indeed, on January 12, 2020, Saturn and Pluto met in Capricorn, bringing us a pandemic, lockdown, political crises all over the world, and everything else that followed from there. She says 2020 has tested us again and again, because that's exactly what Saturn and Pluto's purpose is, to test us so that we can become resilient. Just like the famous saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. When we develop resilience, we are much more likely to withstand possible difficulties in the future. Saturn and Pluto help us not only survive, but to thrive in the midst of a crisis. Yeah. So I hope this is helpful information to you. Take it easy on yourself and others this week. Remember, you're going through a growth spurt. And I'll leave lots of links in the description box below. My video, I may post a couple of these on Facebook too for you, because I think it's really important to stay conscious of what's going on so you're not victimized by these energies. Yeah. So here's what I have for the rest of the program tonight. My overview is that I'm going to talk about the inner Renaissance journey and just do a quick review of breakdown, breakup, and breakthrough. Then I'm going to talk about the big breakaway in terms of what stops us, what can stop us, and also what makes us unstoppable. And then, of course, last but not least, I will share some contemplative questions for you at the end. My quotes for this week come again from my honoring of the European Renaissance and the Harlem Renaissance. So I've chosen Langston Hughes and Sir Isaac Newton for my quotations. So this first one is from Langston Hughes, a great poet of the Harlem Renaissance and of America. And he says, Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams go, life is a barren field covered in snow. And Sir Isaac Newton's quote, and just a quick thing I learned about Sir Isaac Newton that I didn't know. He was born to a wealthy farmer, but 3 months after he was born, his father died. And he was also born very frail. They didn't think he was going to live, but he did. And then 3 years after his father died, his mother remarries to a minister, but decides not to take Isaac with her into her new life and leaves him with his maternal grandmother. So he's there with grandma, minding his business, going to school, and mama's second husband dies when he's 12, and she comes and says, come, you have to come and work the farm. So here he is wanting to be this love studying, student. He's got to go on a farm. And he was just like, no, this is not working for me. So he's able to get back into school and gets into, I think it was Oxford or Cambridge. Anyway, the big schools in England. And, begins to do all this really exciting studies in math and physics. He's one of the originators of physics. And the school has to close down. Guess why? The plague shows up. So his university was shut down for 2 years, people. 2 years, okay? And during that time, he continues to be genius. And ultimately, he produces what's called the Principia, which lays out the 3 laws of motion. And I thought that this quote from that is so relevant to the notion of breakaway. So here's what Isaac Newton has to say. 1, a stationary body will stay stationary unless an external force is applied to it. 2, force is equal to mass times acceleration, and a change in motion is proportional to the force applied. And number 3, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, contemplate that for a little bit. Very, very wonderful. So, inner renaissance. The inner renaissance is that reawakening, rebirthing of the authentic self through the unfettered expression of your gifts, talents, and genius that you may have kept hidden or underutilized. It is a commitment to live your true purpose in life. And our inner renaissance really has to be in the form of a journey, because we're moving toward self-actualization, self-mastery, and personal sovereignty. Yeah. And this is about you being able to be in this world without making anyone or anything but yourself responsible for your joy, your happiness, your fulfillment, your happy endings in life. You are not a victim, and believe there is treasure in trauma, and that the world is out to gift you. Yes. You're not afraid to use or share your gifts, talents, and genius to contribute to the wellness and happiness of others, including yourself. So that inner renaissance journey. And the journey is made up of these 3 very, very important passages that we all go through. And the first one is something in your life is going to get broken up. There's going to be a breakup of something, some way, somehow. And that breakup really puts us and spins us off into the unknown. Like, oh my God, what am I going to do, right? Because you get disrupted. And then from a breakup, you're going to have a breakdown, meaning you're just not going to know how to function because you've been taken out of your nest, out of your routine, out of what you know. You feel victimized, you feel neglected, betrayed, abandoned, and I gave personal stories about this in the other videos. And then, this is the way the universe works, after your breakdown, you will get a breakthrough. In other words, you will get into a clarified posture, meaning you understand that breakup and that breakdown has really come like an answer to your prayer to get you into the situation, to the relationship, to the dress or the pants that you're really supposed to be in. Yeah, really cool stuff. So again, but it's a journey, and it's a hard journey because at each step of the way we can have a lot of resistance. But that journey is going to take you to the threshold of a new day. For some of us, it'll be a completely new life. And this is what I call this step the breakaway, the big breakaway. And so the big breakaway is the experience of freeing yourself up from what can no longer support who you are now ready to be. I'll repeat that. The big breakaway is the experience of freeing yourself up from what can no longer support you for who you are now ready to be. Yeah. So let's look at what stops us from that, because we can go through that breakup, breakdown, breakthrough, but get to that point where we're ready to, cross over, cross through the portal into the new land, to the new world, and we'll have some hesitation. So let's look at what can stop us. And of course, the answer is fear. And fear from these following three things I think are the most common. The first one is the fear of loss of security, whether that's financial, relationships, environment, or the who you thought you were. Yeah. Like, I can't be that anymore. I gotta let go of that. Yeah. Lots of fear. The next one is judging yourself or being judged as being selfish for letting go of false or completed obligations. Yeah. So in other words, we kind of hesitate because it's like, wait a minute, am I letting somebody down, or am I not keep doing what I'm supposed to be doing? And yeah. And then last but not least, and this one that we usually don't think of, but I think it is a huge hesitation for stepping into a new world, a new opportunity, a new life. And that is the fear of success. Yeah. When I'm still wanting to believe that I don't deserve my happy endings in life, oh yeah, I'm going to question whether or not I really need to make that move. It becomes very scary to believe that you can have exactly what you deserve, that your dreams can come true. It is almost like you're afraid that if you step into that success, you're going to lose it. Like that's where you put your focus on, instead of being able to just say, no, this is for me. But that fear of success, it will jump up. Sometimes it can be about, oh, how can I be successful when my ancestors weren't? Or how can I be successful if my brother's not? Or how can I have my dream come true? My mama never had a dream come true. How can I do this? All of that can show up. But let's talk about now what makes you unstoppable from being able to go through that door into the new world. And of course, the opposite of fear is love. And it is love and the following breakthrough clarity, because when we have that big breakthrough, we really are like clearing away the fear. And with that comes a clarity. So even though we can get this kind of hesitation before we make that move, that breakthrough has given us a clarity that really makes us unstoppable. And here's what it is. The first one, my God does answer my prayers and I can have my dreams fulfilled. And that's called faith. Next, my blessings are to be acknowledged, appreciated, and addressed. not ignored. And that's called gratitude. Next, I must put my oxygen mask on first. I must be self-full by doing what is best for me versus trying to please others. Only then can I be of authentic service and support. And this is what self-actualization and moving out of codependency into interdependence is all about. And I call that self-mastery. Yeah. So, as you can see, we have to have a faith. You have to believe in a greater order and direction that is really designed to take you into fulfillment of your desires, of your dreams, of your happy endings. And a lot of times when we think that our prayers aren't being answered or they can't be answered, it's because we make up how we think that needs to happen. Like we want to be in control of it, but you can't be. That's not your job. You just need to ask and believe that you can receive your blessings, that you can have them, and that you can have them in a way that is even better than what you thought it could be. But if you hold only to what you can conceive of, oh yeah, you'll be disappointed. You'll definitely be disappointed. Like, for example, back to my story of when I got to Arizona and had my breakthrough about, oh my God, I've been taken to where I can be healthy. My first thing that I was holding on to that was stopping that was the setting I was in. I was sleeping on my friend's couch. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm in my 50s. I need to have my own home, my own bed, you know. And so I was in this, you know, resistance to the blessing that God had bestowed upon me. But I had my breakthrough. And I woke up and felt that sunshine on my face. And I knew, bang, oh my goodness, this is what I asked for. I have it. It's here. And so, you know, that was definitely an experience for me of, wow, you know, my faith is working for me. And once I accepted the blessing, rather than ignoring it, once I acknowledged it, then I could go into gratitude. And that's how we address our blessings, to be grateful for them and to participate in them. And I made that situation be one of the most wonderful situations that I have ever lived in. It was wonderful. I accomplished so much, and including, like I said, really taking on the writing of my book. It happened sleeping on a couch. Yeah. And then last but not least, that self-mastery piece. You know, I had to really get it, that I couldn't be of service to anybody unless I was taking care of myself. Because I tried it the other way around. I had, you know, thought that I could be healthy in a situation without really accepting, you know, that my high blood pressure was requiring a different lifestyle for me. And so, you know, once I got a smackdown that the environment I thought could support me couldn't, that's when I opened up to, okay, I've got to do something different. And I was living under some false obligation or some commitment that I thought this is the only way I can do it. And I've learned that no, there's always another way, but health first. I had to really make my being healthy my primary goal. And I'm happy to report to you, as I said in the other video, I'm healthier now in my life because it's mind, body, and spirit than I have ever been. So the big breakaway is an initiating experience that we must continue choosing to do on a daily basis until the dream becomes our norm. Yes, until the dream is realized and new dreams are conceived. You have to choose every day to stay in breakaway mode, meaning there's no going back. It's no going back. It's the big breakaway. It's the big growth spurt. And again, it is through the utilization and the commitment to having a faith in a greater order and direction, having gratitude for the blessings that are right in front of you that sometimes you can't see. And also it's about embracing and committing to mastery of yourself. So here's the personal challenge and awareness opportunity for you this week. Number 1, what is a big breakaway that you've experienced this year, especially since March 2020, or one that you would like to experience? Think about that. Next, what dream is calling to you to be born that requires your inner Renaissance journey? And what are you fearing the most? Again, so what's that dream that's calling that you've been maybe pushing away or pushing aside? But when you think about it, oh yeah, I got to do that inner Renaissance piece if I'm going to be able to realize that dream. And then also think about what's stopping you? What's the fear piece? And then last but not least, what would support you right now with the breaking away process so you don't succumb to the fear? Yeah. And as always, this personal challenge will be listed in the description box below my YouTube video. I'll also post it on my Facebook page, Wisdom Walk Radio. And if you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe to my channel, hit the bell for all postings, and for that I am humbly and gratefully appreciative. Well, closing out this program, closing out this theme and this month, big shout out to my wonderful engineer, Miss Yvette Parker, who was on New York City public transportation trying to hook me up to be able to do this broadcast to you tonight. So God bless you, Yvette, because I might have called and said, look, Judge Pie, it ain't happening tonight, girl, because I'm on the subway. So she's amazing, and I really, really thank you and the entire Be Well Black Hole Radio family for, again, your commitment to making sure that I do this work. To all my regular listeners out there, especially my number 1 fan, Ms. Sarah, whose big breakaway has resulted in her living life to the fullest and experiencing and sharing her joy on a daily basis. Yeah, she's just amazing. To all those who have wisdom walk with me, and you know who you are, to my family, my spiritual kin, my transformational leadership colleagues, my medicine brothers and sisters all around the world, and those who may be listening or watching for the first time. Thank you so much. I couldn't do this without your support. Now, next week I will introduce my new theme for October, which will be the final Earth month of the year. And it will focus on showing up and being the light. Yes. The book, Wisdom Walk 2 Self-Mastery, available through Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, half-price books. I even saw it on eBay and wherever online booksellers are, as well as Kindle. And I am working on an audio version of the book. And last but not least, I want to thank my God, my ancestors, my spirit guides and loving entities, everything that walks with me, keeps my head to the sky, my feet to the ground, and my heart open to do this important work with and for all of you. Have a healthy and safe, wonderful Earth Week that is coming up. Navigate through all that energy of Saturn and Mars because Venus is on your side and you're going to be okay. Enjoy your growth spurt. Also, of course, continue to wear your mask. Don't listen to the governor of Florida. He's crazy. He is about profit over people. There's no way any restaurant should be opening up to full capacity right now. We're all in this together. So do practice the social distancing, the safe distancing. Avoid perceived safety. Practice the science safety. And most importantly, please remember, you are not disposable. You are divine. Good night now.